So he's got the fastball. You said cutter and change.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see all that on display today for Logan Workman. Right-hander comes set right at the chest. Pick off over to first base. Boy, he threw that about 100 miles an hour to first base. That'll get your attention.
It's kind of wild. It's a big guy with some good arm speed, but it's a max effort guy as well. And a lot of times those guys don't have the command that mechanics get out of sync a little when you try to throw too hard.
Big lead for Luke Williams. There's a fly ball down the left field line, slicing foul. I mean, when you say max effort, that's even on the pickoff throws.
It came in kind of hot.
He's got one speed, man. That is full speed ahead. Logan Workman. Dominic Smith, left-handed hitter, wears number 8 on his back. He'll be followed by Jorge Mateo. Luke Williams, a good lead over there at first base. Workman to the plate. Let him is high and outside. Bright sunshine here in Port Charlotte, Florida. Big fluffy clouds across the Florida skyline off into the horizon. And a good breeze straight out to left field at about 15 miles an hour. It blows directly out to left. 2-1 pitches high, 3-1. Well, that's a welcoming win for hitters on either side, but especially the right-handers.
And we've seen that a lot so far in spring training. A lot of wind blowing out. We've seen it at Cool Today Park as well.
There goes Luke, 3-1 pitch, little floater right over the shortstop Taylor Walls and a base hit into center field. Around second, heading for third, Luke Williams. Had the runner on the move, so he's able to easily go from one corner of the infield to the other, and the Braves in good position with runners at the corners and no one out.
Luke Williams in motion, Taylor Walls headed towards the bag, and Dom Smith able to bloop it right over Walls' head. Now you got first and third, nobody out.
If Luke's not on the move there, that's probably an out, as Walls would have been back in his regular position, could have drifted back, made the catch. Instead, he was going to the bag, and that just went right over him. So the Braves looking for the first run of the game. Here's Mateo. Mateo takes a ball outside. Talking about Logan Workman, hoping to make his big league debut this year. 5 years in the Rays minor league system. 108 minor league appearances, 100 of those as a starter. 1-0 pitch. Popped up down the right field line to his left, Fraley. Fraley is under it. Williams tagging. Here he comes. Here's the throw down the right field line. That will 4-hop to the cutoff man. And that is a sac fly to make it 1-0 Braves. So a couple of base hits and a sac fly. The Braves have the 1-0 lead on Workman and the Rays.
I know we've talked about Antoine Richardson and the effect he might have on stolen bases this year for the Braves, but I'm curious to see if more guys will be in motion, 3-1 counts, expecting guys to put the ball in play and making things happen like we saw just a moment ago with Dom Smith at the plate.
Bat in the hands of Ben Gamble. Gamble swings and he elevates one to deep right field. That's heading way back and gone. 2-run homer for Gamble. He's had a power surge this spring, and it's the second time he's homered against the Rays this spring. First pitch from Workman, and he barreled it deep over the right field wall, and it's now 3-0 Braves in the first.
First pitch slider down and in, right into that happy zone for Ben Gamble. Another really good swing from him. That ball was crushed.
Gamble homered here in the first Grapefruit League game of the session back on February the 21st. And he homers here today, only one down. There's a ball low outside of Kyle Farmer. So for right now, Logan Workman isn't missing any bats at all. And again, he led the International League in strikeouts last season. Finished third in the league in ERA and WHIP. That'll be fouled off by Farmer. Workman almost 500 minor league innings at this point in his career. And the 27-year-old finds himself trailing 3-0 here in the first inning. 1-1 to Kyle Farmer, and Farmer elevates one to deep left. That might go as well. That's up into the breeze, back of the wall, back to back. My goodness, that's been the theme of spring training. Multiple times the Braves have had back-to-back homers. In fact, it happened yesterday between Riley and Yastrzemski. Today it's Gamble and Farmer, and the Braves are absolutely teeing off on Logan Workman. It is now 4-0 Atlanta.
Another slider, another good swing. This one up in the zone. Not a great pitch at all. And Kyle Farmer did not miss. Now, the wind is blowing out a little bit to left field, but that would have been gone no matter what happens with the wind.
That hit right off the light pole in the Braves bullpen. Logan Workman getting worked over here in the first inning. That'll bring Deshaun Kiersey up to the plate. Quick meeting at the mound as pitching coach Kyle Snyder out there trying to settle down his 27-year-old right-hander. Only one out, 4-0 Braves in the top of the first inning. There's the pitch on the way to Kiersey. Line one, deep down the left field line, slicing foul onto the berm. Braves with at least 3 occasions where they've had back-to-back home runs this spring. Eli White and Sandy Leon did it versus Team Columbia on Wednesday. 0-1 pitch, a little bit low and outside. Braves had one occasion where they hit 3 home runs in a row on 3 straight pitches versus the Orioles on the 28th. That was Farmer, Conley, and Trop. That'll be fouled off by Kiersey. So, today is the 4th time this spring the Braves have hit back-to-back homers. Ball low and outside. They've been coming in bunches. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kiersey. Kiersey, left-handed hitter, bright white batting gloves. Holds the bat just behind his left ear. And the 2-2 from Workman. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 down. 4-0 Braves in the first. 3-2 from Workman, a chase and a miss, and a slider low and outside. Gets his first strikeout, and that's probably the slider that he's been looking for the last few batters.
Yeah, he tried to implement the changeup a little bit in that at-bat as well, but everything missing pretty far to that arm side, and finally gets a slider over the middle, but down in the zone, gets the swing and miss.
2 down for Sandy Leon. And Sandy takes the ball low and inside. Braves faced the Orioles yesterday, played to a 2-2 tie. And they have jumped all over the Rays here this afternoon. 1-0 pitch, good swing, fouled back by Leon. Make it 1-1. Talking about Logan Workman, former 7th-round pick of the Rays in 2021. That was out of Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. Went to Soddy Daisy High School there in Tennessee, and then collegiately for Lee University. There's a called strike. If Leon can reach, Shunk would come to the plate. 1-2 pitch. Leon a reach and a miss, and that's strike 3. So that ends the top of the first inning, but the Braves get back-to-back homers from Gamble and Farmer. Altogether, 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Braves 4, and the Rays coming up when we come back.
Everyone needs car insurance. Legally, you gotta have it. The good news is that you have a lot of choices in who to work with. Why not buy coverage from a company that invests your dollars back into your community? Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance supports grassroots efforts that strengthen communities and protect our access to locally grown food. Because they're local, they have excellent service and response time. This is insurance you can feel good about. Get a quote at gfbinsurance.com.
The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppers, vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
Hey guys, it's Ben Ingram. Have you noticed cracks in your walls or around your doors or windows? Or how about cracks in your bricks outside? That means it's time to pick up the phone and call the only foundation repair company in Atlanta with professional engineers on staff. Engineered Solutions of Georgia. They offer lifetime warranties from trusted professionals who will fix it right the first time. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 678-ESOG now.
Dial 678-ESOG now.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Into the bottom of the first inning, 4-0 Braves. It'll be Walls, Fraley, and Williamson coming up for the Rays. Great to have you with us, alongside Nick Green and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. First pitch on the way from Bryce Elder. That's bunted up the third base line, and well off the line was Kyle Farmer, and that'll be a base hit. Walls saw that wide open space right down the third base line, didn't hesitate, just dropped the bunt down, and a leadoff single for Walls. He's at first base for Jake Fraley. Here's the leather for Atlanta. Dominic Smith at first base. Luke Williams is at second. Jorge Mateo is the shortstop, and Kyle Farmer is at third base. Introduce you to the outfielders after the first pitch to Fraley. That's right in there for a called strike. In the outfield left to right, Deshaun Kiersey, Jose Azocar, and Ben Gamble. Sandy Leon is the catcher. Bryce Elder, the right-handed pitcher. 26-year-old right-hander deals. Low and inside into the backstop and dashing to second base, Taylor Walls. Wild pitch advances him. Actually, that hit the foot of Jake Fraley. Beg your pardon. That caught his spike, so put Fraley down at first base. And Walls down to second. That'll bring Ben Williamson to the plate. What are these Rays hitters going to see from Elder?
Well, we know what Elder throws and what the main pitch is. It's going to be that sinker for him, slider and changeup as well. Use a four-seamer up in the zone. We saw a little increase in velocity at the end of last year.
First pitch, a called strike.
And we've seen it so far this spring, too. That ball, 93 on the sinker. I think if he can keep that up to that 92, 93 range, you're going to see a lot better Bryce Elder this year.
0-1 to Williamson. Low and inside. So 1-1. No pitcher ever wants to be in a situation like this where the first two batters have an inning reach. But the good news for Bryce is he's always one good sinker away from turning two and getting through this. 1-1 pitch. That bounced up there. That kicks away from Leon. Both runners take off, and that wipes away that idea. A wild pitch will advance Fraley to second and Walls to third. So for a sinker slider guy like Elder is, those two pitches right out of the chute don't seem to be listening very often.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll see Bryce Elder overcook a couple balls, trying to keep that ball at the bottom of the zone, and he knows where his bread and butter is, and if it gets up, that's when he gets hit. But you got to find that release point.
2-1, a chase and a miss. Good slider away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Elder 6'2", 220, right-hander from Decatur, Texas. And he's making his third start of the spring. No record at a 1.80 ERA in the Grapefruit League. 2-2 pitch, slap to the right side. This will drive in a run. Up with it, Williams. Flings it over to first base for the out. And a 4-3 putout drives in Taylor Walls to make it a 4-1 Braves lead. Over to third base for Fraley. And that's all Williamson wanted to do, is just put the ball in play. So now runner at third, one out for Hunter Fiducia. Braves 4, Rays 1. Bottom of the first inning. Fiducia with a little nubber foul over by the Braves dugout. Hunter Fiducia, 6'1", 215. He's from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Went to LSU. And Fiducia had been in the Dodgers organization, made it to the big leagues a little bit with L.A. over the last couple seasons. Fiducia takes a ball high and outside. And then he was involved in a trade in July of last season. That brought him from the Dodgers organization to the Rays organization. Left-handed hitting DH, Hunter Fiducia. 1-1 check swing foul into the Braves dugout.
You know, Ben, speaking of trades, going back through the roster and kind of seeing how the Rays got some of these players, they had a couple 3-team trades in the offseason. Made a lot more trades around the trade deadline last year as well.
Infield comes in, 1-2 pitch, a little bit low and outside.
It just seems like there's a lot of turnover over here, and whether this team's going to be good or not is a matter of everybody performing up to expectations, and that is everybody in this organization.
2-2 from Elder. Just missed there.
Good looking front door sinker from Bryce. Just missed.
That's a really tough pitch to lay off of with 2 strikes. But Fiducia has the count go full. 1 down, offering from Elder. Check swing. They appeal. He did not go. So the inning has gone single, hit by pitch, ground out to drive in a run, and that walk to Fiducia. And now with runners at first and third, here's Nick Fortes.
And that walk is the first walk of the spring for Bryce. We've seen when he struggled during the regular season, it seemed like it was a walk, wild pitch, ground ball. All of a sudden, he gives up a couple of runs.
Comebacker stabbed by Elder to second. There's 1. Williams whips it over to first base. There's 2. That's what he wanted. Good reflexes by Elder on a 1-4-3 inning-ending double play. And he holds the Rays to that 1 run. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the top of the second. Braves 4, Rays 1.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to stay with it, Emery's got your back, or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. Our sports medicine specialists treat more world-class, professional, and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play. That's the Emory difference. Make an appointment at emoryhealthcare.org/sports.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Are you passionate about healthcare? South College offers a Bachelor of Science or an Associate of Science in Nursing program that could be your path to making a real difference. And after completing your program, you'll be eligible to take the NCLEX RN exam. South College offers modern nursing labs, simulation labs with viewing rooms, computer labs, student center study areas, and more. Visit south.edu today to learn more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus. South College, where dreams find direction.
Great to be with you on a Sunday afternoon from the Grapefruit League. Braves taking on the Rays here in Port Charlotte. And into the top of the second inning, the Braves have a 4-1 lead. Alongside Nick Green and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. Aaron Schunk leads off for the Braves. It will be 8-9-1 versus Taylor Workman. Logan Workman. There's a called strike on Aaron Schunk. Braves seeing the Rays for the final time. As this is our final time here, I should say. We'll still see them a few more times over in Northport. There's a called strike. Aaron Schunk getting the nod today. Schunk, the second baseman. That'll be fouled back. One and two on Schunk. Offering from Workman. Little pop-up, shallow right, sprinting in Fraley. He's under it. Almost went into a slide, but stayed on his feet. And he's got it for the out. Yeah, this is the spring training home of the Rays. This facility's been here for a while. In fact, this used to be the spring training home of the Rangers way back in the day. In fact, when Nolan Ryan had his press conference to say that that final season was going to be it for him, they did that right here. So this was the home of the Rangers for a while and then became the home of the Rays. Ball low and outside to Azócar. One ball and no strikes on Jose Azócar. Right-handed batter, bounces one to third, playing the second hop. Ben Williamson sends it across the diamond for the out.
Really good play by Williamson. Ball hits dirt in front of the plate. You got to charge. Does a great job of getting that short hop and getting his Zokar out. I want to go back to what you just said about this facility. This is a massive, massive upgrade from spring training when I was with the Rays.
Oh, I bet it
massive upgrade.
2 down for Luke Williams. There's a ball high. How many springs did you have with the Rays?
I had 2. Actually, let me take that back. I had 1 full. It came over late on the other one.
1-0 pitch. Drilled but fouled on the left field line.
But we had the facility in downtown St. Pete by the water. And we had 1 field. Minor league side was about 15 minutes away down the interstate.
1-1 to Luke Williams. No swing and miss, 1-2.
It was beautiful, but it just wasn't big enough and just did not work. Just did not have the land space. Nothing better than having to come in on the back end of a game, but before the game starts, you got to drive all the way to the minor league complex, get your BP in, and then drive back over and get back to the complex at noon.
I'll tell you what's interesting about that. There's the 1-2 pitch. There's a ball outside. It's not like you played 50 years ago or something like that.
That's true.
We're talking about you playing here within the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And not just this facility, but spring training as a whole. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Williams puts a good swing on one. Up into the jet stream to deep left field at the wall. That's going to hit off the scoreboard. Hit right on the Braves logo on the scoreboard and knock the logo out. He just took out a block of lights on the scoreboard. And for Luke Williams, it's a home run, the 3rd of the day for the Braves. And it's now a 5-1 Atlanta lead here in the 2nd. How about Luke breaking the scoreboard?
Love that swing, too. And that slider's been a problem for Workman so far. Up in the zone again with 2 strikes, and Luke Williams gets his first homer of the spring.
Dom Smith sends one foul. Yeah, right out there on the line score. Inning by inning scoreboard, and they've got the 2 teams' logos on that far left side where the A was. He just knocked it out. And half of the Rays logo, which was right under the A. There's a ball a little bit low and outside. "5-1 Braves in the 2nd. Dominic Smith swings and misses. No, but going back to that point, it wasn't too long ago where you were playing, and just hearing the stories of facilities, the food that's provided for players, the nutrition, that has come so far in the last 10, 12 years, I'd say. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Dominic Smith. There's a ball low and outside.
Yeah, speaking of facilities, I have to go back and look exactly how much Toronto put into theirs, but their facility is beautiful in Dunedin.
2-2 to Dominic Smith. Ground ball fair down the left field line. Went the other way with it. This will be extra bags out of Dominic. That rolls all the way into the corner. Finally getting to it, Edward Olivares. And as he sends it into the cutoff man, Taylor Walls, standing at second with a double, Dominic Smith. And he's now 2 for 2 in the game.
Good looking inside-out swing, shooting it the other way. The Braves hitters look really comfortable against Logan Workman today.
Already 6 hits for the Braves. They had 5 all day yesterday versus Baltimore. Looking for another 2-out base hit. Here's Jorge Mateo. Smith at second, 2 down. Mateo fouls one back. But, yeah, the facilities, I think the conversation that really opened my eyes with Darren in one of our broadcasts earlier this spring, how far the nutrition has come when it comes to nourishing the players. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Jorge Mateo. Mateo check swing. He did go. But now they feed the minor leaguers extremely well. Darren was telling us a story about how they'd make sandwiches on Sundays for the entire week. And that was your lunch. You got a sandwich and a bag of chips. That was it. So by the time you got to Friday, Saturday, you're eating a 6-day-old sandwich. And you're supposed to go play well. Ground ball left side. A diving third baseman Williamson up with it. Sends it over. That's too late. It was a nice play by Williamson to keep it from going into left field, and that saves a run. Dominic Smith goes second and third, but would have scored if that got through. And the single by Mateo puts him at first and third, and here's Ben Gamble.
We used to have public subs for lunch in spring training with the Braves. I had one today. Brings back some old memories.
Yeah, they've upgraded when it comes to nutrition. Here's Ben Gamble. First pitch to Gamble. He's swinging and missing. He homered on a first pitch slider in the first inning.
The problem was I had to pay for mine today.
Yeah, you don't like to pay for anything.
Got things to do around the house. Adult things.
Pick off over to first base. Back in with a dive, Mateo.
So I went back and just looked at the Dunedin complex cost. $102 million they put into that.
It needed it, too. That was a massive upgrade for that facility. Oh, and to Gamble. That's upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have hit 3 home runs today as Ben Gamble, Kyle Farmer, and Luke Williams have all taken Logan Workman deep. Pick off again to first base. Back in with a dive, Mateo. So that's now 2 disengagements by Logan Workman. Righty-lefty matchup. Workman set right at the chest. Mateo on the move, pitches outside, throw down by Fortes, 1-hop throw. That's right on the money. What a throw. Right there at the corner of the bag, so Mateo is caught stealing, and that ends the top of the second. But the Braves get a run on a homer by Luke Williams, 3 hits in the inning, a man left, and a broken scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the second inning, 5-1 Braves.
Hey, Braves fans! SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the A, meaning SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of... the official ticket marketplace of...
That ball was crushed.
And...
Did you see that?
Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Braves games or to any other live event across Braves country, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of every home team win. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of... Let's go Braves!
Imagine parking your Lexus NX in front of a cafe, but you're not in the driver's seat. You're outside, virtually parking it with your phone. As your finger glides over the touchscreen, the NX makes another precision move. The Lexus NX, featuring available advanced park with remote park. Any car that doesn't offer this sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Always pay attention to vehicle surroundings during use. Remote park requires operator to have key fob and interact with compatible smartphone. Review owner's manual instructions before operating.
Hey Braves fans, spring and warm weather are officially here, and you know what that means. Bugs, termites, mosquitoes, ants, and roaches will be out in full force. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Aero Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Aero Exterminators protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park and the Atlanta Braves, so you know that you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit aeroexterminators.com. That's 888-GO-ARROW or visit aeroexterminators.com.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at braves.com/Braves Country Fest.
Braves have come out bashing the baseball today versus the Rays. It's a 5-1 Braves lead into the bottom of the second as Johnny DeLuca leads off for Tampa Bay. First pitch from Elder is a ball low. Going back to that first inning for Elder, gave up 1 run, 1 hit, but he hit a batter and walked a batter. 1-0 pitch. A little bit too tall for DeLuca. But then the inning ended on a 1-4-3 double play. And, Nick, that's a good sign because he finally got that sinker where he wanted. Here's the 2-0 pitch. DeLuca bounces one foul on the third baseline.
It is, and when you think about Bryce Elder, we always talk about him staying inside the zone, getting outs inside the zone, not chasing that swing and miss, but he can't get behind in the count. Now, that being said, he's always 1 pitch away from getting that double play, which he did in the first.
Out of the windup and the pitch to DeLuca. In for a called strike. You made a good point. We're talking in between innings, and no pitcher wants to walk anybody. I mean, that's a free base, and that's always difficult. And Elder walked a batter and hit a batter. That's popped back our way and foul. But he might be the last guy who can afford walks because he relies so much on contact.
And a lot of times when you look at the numbers and the data, he gets hit pretty hard, but it's mostly on the ground. Now, if you hit a hard ground ball, I go back to Giancarlo Stanton. He was the one guy that I always saw hit the ball really hard on the ground and get base hits. if they hit it hard enough, it's going to be a base hit occasionally, right?
Right. 2-2 pitch. Pop back our way again and foul.
So it's not always soft contact with Bryce, so you can't guarantee a ground ball being an out. And you cannot afford that extra base. You can't afford the free passes. You can't afford those wild pitches because guy gets on third base, they probably are going to put the ball in play.
2-2, low and outside, 3-2. So the margin for error, very slim.
It's slim. But again, that double play is always in.
Always one good sinker away from that opportunity. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball out to third, giving ground, and now seeing that go off of his glove hand is Kyle Farmer. That kicks off down the left field line. That'll be extra bases for Johnny DeLuca. That was a big bouncer right at the edge of the outfield and infield cutout. And that sent him back reaching across his torso, got leather on it, and kicked off down the left field line.
And that's kind of a prime example. Good pitch down in the zone, actually out of the zone, but a tough hop for Farmer at third base. You can't guarantee all of those ground balls are going to be outs.
So down to second for DeLuca. Here's Edward Olivares, and it takes a first pitch strike. Bryce Elder, fifth-round draft choice of the Braves in 2020 out of the University of Texas. This season will be his fifth year in the big leagues. He was an all-star in 2023. Steps off the back of the rubber, looking back to DeLuca. They will go double for DeLuca. Came off of DeLuca's bat at 110. Goodness. 0-1, soft ground ball to the left side. That'll advance the runner. Mateo's up with it. Throws across in time for the out. 6-3 put out of Edward Olivares. But going back to that exit velocity for DeLuca, that perfectly backs up the point you're just making.
Yeah, and a lot of times, even though you feel like you're making the right choice, it's getting off the bat so hard that you make the wrong decision as a fielder. And Farmer did the right thing of backing up, trying to get that big hop, but it just had so much kick because it was hit so hard, gets right by him.
Runner at third, one out for Ryan Valade. First pitch sinker misses down. Braves have a 5-1 lead as we're in the bottom of the second. Valade batting eighth for Kevin Cash's Rays. He'll be followed by Xavier Isaac, who swings a weighted bat in the on-deck circle. That's fouled off the inside of his foot and sent him down hobbling. And now he's using the bat as a crutch. So he'll walk that off. Elder last season went 8-11. Had a 5.30 ERA through 28 starts. He led the team in wins and innings pitched with 156 in the third innings.
I thought something interesting with that was the next closest innings pitched was Chris Sale at 125 2/3.
And he missed 2 months.
Mm-hmm. But Bryce Elder, over 25 more innings than the next closest.
1-1 to the plate. Fouled off again. You stay healthy. It's going to go a long way, especially in a season where that was such a challenge for Braves pitchers last year.
Mm-hmm. And Bryce had some good stretches in there, too.
One-two to Valade. Low and outside. Yeah, his final 7-8 starts of the year, easily the best run that he had all season. His end of August through September was really good and limited the walks. 2-2 is low, 3-2.
So you had a stretch here. His last 9 starts, he went 6 innings plus in 6 of the 9. Actually, 7 of the 9. Two earned runs or less in 6 of the 9.
3-2. Ground ball out to third base. Backhanded around the first cut of the grass by Farmer. Sends it over. Bounces the throw and dug out by Smith. That'll score DeLuca. But Farmer makes the play. That's a challenging play, backing him up very deep at third. So a 5-3 put out. 2 down in the inning. The run scores, and it's now a 5-2 Braves lead here in the second. You mentioned that stretch for Elder last season, and there are multiple keys, I'm sure, that add up for his success, but I'd say the first key is limiting the walks.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Isaac takes the ball high.
And I can live with 6-7 innings, 2 walks, and he only walked more than 2 in one of those last 9 starts.
That'll definitely play 1-0 pitch. Isaac takes a ball outside. Bottom of the second, Braves 5, Rays 2. Wind up in the 2-0 pitch. High and away, 3 balls, no strikes. After that pitch, Elder just glancing off down the right field line kind of aimlessly. A frustrated look by his body language. It's 3-0. And that's high ball 4. So it's a 4-pitch walk to the 9-hole hitter. And back to the top of the order to Taylor Walls. If you're just now tuning in, hope you're having a great Sunday. We appreciate you tuning in, spending some time with us today here on the Braves Radio Network. Braves scored 4 runs in the first inning. Back-to-back homers from Gamble and Farmer. Scored another run this inning on a home run by Luke Williams. Taylor Walls takes a ball in the dirt. But the Rays have had a bit of an answer. 1 run in the first inning, another here in the second. Bryce Elder fighting himself, fighting his control here early. 2 walks, no strikeouts, and a 1-0 count on Walls. Walls singled and scored in the first inning as he's gone 1 for 1 to this point. 1-0 pitch, ground ball through the right side. Base hit in the right field for Walls, holding at second base Isaac. He bounced that one right in between Smith and Williams at second base. And here comes Jeremy Hefner, Braves pitching coach. This seems to be a day, from what we've seen here early on, where Elder just cannot find his location and his release point. That's what he's fighting here early.
And he can't get the swing and miss. And swing and miss is not necessarily the major part of his game, but when he's on, he can get that. And he hasn't been able to get it so far today. And it feels like the mechanics might be out of whack a little bit. You're seeing some inconsistency with the velocity. When he's right, you're seeing 92, 93s. When he's not right, you're seeing 90, 91. And obviously, consistency with the mechanics creates issues if it's not there with location as well. And it's just kind of been up and down so far this game.
His first 2 Grapefruit League starts, 5 innings, just 1 run, no walks. Today, different story. Jake Fraley takes the ball low and inside. Meanwhile, Darius Vines throwing in the Braves bullpen. Could see the right-hander this inning if Elder has a difficult time getting Fraley here. 2 down, bottom of the second. Pitch to Fraley. Missed high and outside. And with each pitch, Elder probably feeling like that strike zone looks more and more like a keyhole.
And you can see it on his face as well.
Righty-lefty matchup. 2-0 to Fraley. That's in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. Veteran catcher Sandy Leone trying to guide him through this. Fraley was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Left-handed hitter adjusts the batting gloves, now tapping the left shoulder with the bat. Walls and Isaac take their leads at first and second. Now time called by Fraley.
And I'd imagine this is his last hitter, whether he gets him or not, closing on 25 pitches for the inning.
Pitch to Fraley. There's a strike. Got a sinker over. Fraley, 30 years old. Been in the big leagues with the Mariners and Reds. Also with the Braves a little bit last year. Bouncer up the middle. That has eyes at a base hit into center field. Digging around third base, Isaac. He scores. First to third for Walls. And an RBI single for Jake Fraley. It's now a 2-run inning for the Rays. And the Braves lead is now 5-3. And here comes Walt Weiss. They are finding the holes this inning, just way too much contact. And he hasn't helped his case with his walks and falling behind in counts in this game. So the Braves will be going to Darius Vines. And Elder walking across the third base line, clearly frustrated. Just did not have the command that he wanted today. So he heads down the steps of the third base dugout. Meanwhile, Vines climbs the mound. Darius Vines, 6'1", 190. 27-year-old right-hander from Ventura, California. Played college ball at multiple stops. Cal State Bakersfield, Oxnard College, Yavapai College. Was enrolled at Arizona State, but it didn't work out there. And a guy who was drafted by the Braves in the 7th round of the 2019 draft out of Cal State Bakersfield. Had an injury that sidelined him last season. And going back to 2024, we got to see him in the big leagues for a cup of coffee in 23 and 24. Made his big league debut in 2023. And he has pitched in 9 major league games in the 23 and 24 seasons. And now that he's healthy, Nick, trying to get back there.
Yeah, he looked pretty good back in 2023 when we saw him get called up for the first time. Didn't go so well for him at that big league level in 24. Guy's not going to overpower you a lot. Got a good cutter, but relies on some contact as well. And hopefully being healthy this year, you'll see the big leagues again.
3 hits allowed this inning. Runners in the corners, 2 down for Ben Williamson. Braves have a 5-3 lead. Williamson is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second base. First pitch from Vines. A little bit low and outside. 1-0 on Ben Williamson. Wind continues to blow out to left field. Vines spins it up there, and a called strike. Good lead at first base by Jake Fraley on that last pitch. Meanwhile, Vines staring into his catcher, Sandy Leon. Right-on-right matchup. Vines deals. And that's fouled off by Williamson. Five runs, 8 hits for the Braves. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Rays. Vines set right at the letters. Reaches back and deals. That is drilled high in the air to deep left field. That is long gone. A 3-run homer, and the Rays take the lead. It's now 6-5 Tampa Bay as they hit their first home run in this game, and it comes off the bat of Ben Williamson, who hit a no-doubter over the Braves bullpen.
Try to go righty-righty changeup and did not get it down in the zone. We've seen what happens to balls up in the zone today. They don't come back.
Not a good day for the pitching for either side. Wind blowing out, and both teams have taken advantage of that. That'll be fouled back into the screen by Fiducia. 6-5 Rays. This has turned into a 5-run second inning. Fiducia sends one down the right field line, a base hit, just fair, all the way into the corner. He digs for second base. Ben Gamble just now arrives to it. Fires it into Luke Williams, the cutoff man. And the double by Fiducia puts a man in scoring position. And Fortes will now come to the plate, and all 9 Rays have come to the plate here in the second inning.
A lot of hard contact as well. You're seeing a lot of soft stuff falling in.
Vines back to work. There's a ball high. Lead at second for Fiducia. 1-0 from Vines. A little bit low and outside. That kicked up some chalk dust from the left-hand batter's box.
I've made it through 2 full innings. We've already seen 11 runs and 13 hits between the 2 teams.
Vines looking for the strike zone here. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. And Fortes takes the ball low. You know, you look at those numbers. You mentioned 13 combined hits, 11 combined runs. Yes, the wind is blowing out, but the pitchers haven't been doing themselves any favors. Falling behind a lot. On the Braves side of things, a couple of walks, a hit batter. 3-0 pitch. There's ball 4. I mean, nobody having a lot of success throwing strikes.
A lot of missed location, a lot of balls up in the zone.
Inning started with a double by Johnny DeLuca. Now he comes back up to the plate. Braves had 2 outs within 3 batters. There's a ball high. The first man of the inning, Johnny DeLuca, doubled. Then Olivares grounded out. Valade grounded out. That scored DeLuca. So there are 2 outs and the bases were empty. But 6 consecutive Rays have reached. DeLuca takes a strike. After the second out, it's gone walk, single, single, 3-run homer, double, walk. Ever since the second out was recorded, it's gotten pretty ugly. Vines kicks the left leg, brings it, reach and a miss by DeLuca. DeLuca, 10th rate of the plate here in the second inning. 1-2 from Vines. Drilled deep down the left field line to the foul pole, and a foul ball. Just barely foul. Coming off the bat, it looked like he might have been able to get it out just inside the pole.
You bring that left field pole in 15 feet, and that gets around it. It's 343 right down the left field line.
Yeah, deep corner down there. It's 414 to straightaway centers. This is a big yard. 1-2 to DeLuca. High and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves had a 5-1 lead entering the bottom of the second. This has turned into a 5-run inning for the Rays as they lead it 6-5. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. If DeLuca reaches, then Olivares would come to the plate. Turning into a huge inning for the Rays. Runners will be on the move here. There they go. 3-2 pitch popped up, foul ground to his left. Dominic Smith has room, makes the catch right in front of the railing. And mercifully, that ends the bottom of the second. But just an awful bottom of the second for the Braves on the mound as they give up 5 runs in the inning. We go to the top of the third, 6-5 Rays.
It's rolling, rolling. That jackpot's rolling.
Got yourself a scratcher that didn't win? Well, my friend, it still could, because now all non-winning scratchers can be entered to win the Rollin' Jackpot, which grows and grows.
That jackpot's rolling, rolling.
The Rollin' Jackpot, another way to win from the Georgia Lottery. Learn more and enter at galottery.com. Play responsibly.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Into the top of the third inning in Port Charlotte on a day that has been a nightmare for pitchers. Already 11 runs across between the two teams in the first 2 innings of this game. Rays have a 6-5 lead into the top of the third inning. Ben Gamble leads off versus Logan Workman. And the first pitch to Gamble in for a called strike. Final line on Elder. An inning and 2/3, 5 runs, 5 earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. There's the 0-1 pitch. Gamble fouls one off into the seats along the left field line. 0-2. Nothing in 2 on Gamble. Here's the pitch from Workman. Comebacker off of Workman, out to the shortstop Walls. He's got it, throws over to first base for the out. That just grazed Workman. That should go down 1-6-3. That'll bring Kyle Farmer up to the plate. Keep an eye on the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're talking about Elder and his final line. He's at 42 pitches. There is a chance he could come back out for the bottom of the 3rd. But as it stands now, an inning and 2/3 on his line. Farmer takes a ball outside.
I do like that in spring training where you can make sure you get the guys the up and downs, the number of pitches. You can pull them if they go too deep into an inning.
1-0 to Farmer. He loads up, and it's one in the air to deep left field. Olivares over to his left towards the gap. It's over his head, off the base of the left center field wall. Extra bags for Farmer. He's really squaring it up today. Hit a home run in the 1st inning, and he's got himself a 1-out double here in the 3rd. If he pulls that just a little bit, he might have hit another one out of here.
Yeah, this time it's a fastball, middle in, about thigh high, and stays inside. Shoots that left center field gap. Good swing.
1 out for Deshaun Kiersey. He can tie the game with a base hit right here. Pitch to Kiersey. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Workman has not walked anyone yet, but he's done his fair share of falling behind as well. Braves pitchers with 3 walks, pick off to second base, and back in with a dive, Kyle Farmer. Thing is, with some of these walks and these pitchers falling behind in counts, it's not like they're being squeezed, I don't believe. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Kiersey. Check swing, low and outside. APO, he did not go. And we haven't seen really close calls that went against these pitchers. They've just been missing altogether.
Yeah, and if it was close, I think you'd see a couple challenges, especially how these innings have gone. We haven't seen a challenge yet.
2-0 pitch comes unraveled. Swings and misses.
Probably the best changeup of the day for Workman.
Farmer takes his lead at second. Workman, ball in a black glove right there at the letters. Glance to second, 2-1 to the plate. High and outside with a fastball. Workman with 2 strikeouts today. He got Kiersey swinging in the 1st inning, got Leon also swinging in the 1st inning. But a hitter's count for Kiersey here. Workman cuts loose at 3-1. And there's a strike according to Denver Dangerfield, today's home plate umpire.
You couldn't wait to say that again, could you?
I just can't believe that's a real name. Sounds like an alias. Denver Dangerfield, home plate umpire. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Workman fires, and Kiersey swings and misses. So he gets Kiersey for the 2nd time today, 2 down here in the inning. And now meeting at the mound. Kevin Cash is going to trot out there, and he'll go to the bullpen. So that'll be it for Workman. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Rays sending in a right-hander. Don't have a name for him yet. That will be it for Workman. And this new righty will inherit a runner at second base with 2 down. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Rays have a 6-5 lead on the Braves. Alongside Nick Green, Ben Ingram here with you. Coming to you from Charlotte Sports Park, spring training home of the Rays. This will be Hunter Biggie on the mound. Hunter Biggie, Bigge, 27-year-old right-hander out of Harvard. Grew up in California, believe it or not, but played his college ball at Harvard. And this spring for Biggie, he has made one appearance. That was against the Braves. Went one inning, gave up 1 run, 1 hit. It was a home run. So Biggie will be facing Sandy Leon. Yeah, we saw Biggie on the 1st of March. And Ben Gamble hit a home run against him. That was at Cool Today Park back on March 1st. Braves won that game 5-3. That's the only time that Biggie has seen Grapefruit League action this year.
Over the last couple of years, has spent some time in the big leagues with the Cubs and the Rays. Last year with Tampa, 13 games, a 2.4 ERA, 15 innings pitched. Struck out 12 over that span.
Logan Workman went 2 2/3 innings. And as it stands right now, 5 runs on his line, but that runner at second base, his responsibility should he score. 7 hits allowed by Workman. No walks, 3 strikeouts. So here's Sandy Leon looking to tie the game with a base hit. Kyle Farmer, the runner at second, will be running on contact. After Leon, it will be Shunk, but 2 down in the inning. Right-hander Biggie kicks and deals. Leon takes a ball low and inside. Biggie bent at the waist, right arm swinging back and forth, now straightens. Ball in a black glove, kicks the left leg, swings and gets a swing and miss from Sandy Leon to make it a 1-1 count. Leon, the switch-hitting catcher, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's homered once this spring. Biggie fires, and Leon takes a ball low and inside. Keeps trying that back foot slider, just doesn't get it exactly where he wants it. And it's 2-1 on Leon.
Biggie's got a 4-seamer that sat 98 miles an hour last year. Slider, curveball, sinker, and split as well.
Deep Arsenal. 2-1 to Leon. Yanked down the right field line, foul. And it's bouncing around their baseball boardwalk entrance. They have a big baseball boardwalk that goes from foul pole to foul pole. And it's slammed out there today. They got a tiki hut on the other side of the left center field wall right next to the video board. That's the spot here today. 6-5 Rays, top of the 3rd. 2-2 pitch. Check swing. He went strike 3. And that ends the top of the 3rd inning. Braves get a 1-out double, but nothing beyond that. And they leave a runner stranded. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's a 6-5 lead for Tampa Bay.
When you need a lawyer after an auto accident, make the right call. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm based right here in Georgia. Other big-name legal teams aren't even from this area.
Right one.
We'll get you your money quick, while other legal teams waste your time.
Right two.
And our team is with you from start to finish. Other legal teams pass you off to a secondary team.
Right three.
Make the right call. Call Ken.com. One call, that's all. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law, 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause 30 told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom. Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood. Our owner? Free oil changes along with alignment? On any 4-tire purchase. And Michelin's up to $180 off? Yeah. Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling. But the Wood family is behind all this. Oh, those rascals. But don't tell the accountants. Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Michelin's and save up to $180 more. See store for details.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at Braves.com/promos.
Slugfest here in Port Charlotte. It's a 6-5 lead for the Rays into the bottom of the third inning. Bryce Elder back out on the mound. And like we've discussed several times in spring training, that's something that is allowed. Starting pitcher can come out of a game and then go back into a game to have a clean inning. Just to make sure he gets his work in. Elder at 42 pitches, facing 7, 8, 9 in the order. First pitch to Oliveros, will be sent foul into the seats along the first base line. Alongside Nick Green, Ben Ingram here with you. Braves and the Rays. Final time we come to Port Charlotte this spring. We'll see the Rays a few more times over in Northport. And then into the regular season, it'll be September before we see the Rays. They come to Atlanta in the second week of September. There's a good wipeout slider. Oliveros swings and misses to make it an 0-2 count. Oliveros 0 for 1 with a ground out. 0-2, a reach and a miss for strike 3. There's the first strikeout for Elder today. One down in the inning for Ryan Valade. There's a moment where we weren't sure if we'd be able to make it to call the game today because the security here is so tight. That media entrance, I don't know if they're going to let us in here.
They weren't going to let you in. Keep you down there.
He was ready to search everything. Here's the pitch on the way to Valade. There's a called strike. I walked up to the metal detectors with my book bag, and she says, I'm going to need you to unzip your zipper. So I start unbuckling my pants. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's popped up. Should be playable. Leone shuffling up the first baseline in the glove and dropped into foul ground. He was sidestepping to his left and then tried to stab at it as the wind had it and went to the ground from there. No, so I'm sitting there thinking, my goodness, are we doing a full body search here? She said, no, not the zipper on your pants. The zipper in your bag. I said, oh, okay, that's a lot better.
She had a little stick with her, too. Surprised you didn't get a whipping.
Yeah, she needed to keep that stick away from me. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Low and outside into the backstop.
We all had a good laugh, though. It was fun.
Yeah, I made her blush a little bit.
Yes, you did.
That was fun.
She did say thanks for letting the ladies have a little fun.
Here's a 1-2 to Ryan Valade. Chase and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Elder. I think he's got his stuff in tune now.
Yeah, and it looks like he's kind of slowed things down a little bit. Now the sinker velo has been down a little bit in this inning, more in the 89-90 range. But everything's much more under control and seems to be controlling the strike zone a lot better.
It was a good time for him to have a reset. Darius Vines went a third of an inning, a run, 2 hits, a walk, and no strikeouts. Swing and a miss by Isaac. Elder might have more swings and misses here in the third inning than he had in the first inning and 2/3 combined. Just wasn't missing many bats early. 0-1 check swing. They appealed, didn't go, 1-1. Rays 6, Braves 5. We're in the bottom of the third. Isaac walked in the second inning. 1-1 pitch, fouled back. That was a defensive swing there coming right at him. In the fourth, the Braves will have 8, 9, 1 coming up. Shunk, Azokar, and Williams. For the Braves, a 4-run first, a 1-run second. For the Rays, 1 in the first and 5 in the second. Elder's 1-2. Struck him out looking. And that'll be challenged by Xavier Isaac. Denver Dangerfield, home plate umpire, addressing the stands. That this will be challenged. And this will be overturned. That is a ball.
Tried that front door sinker, just missed.
I can see where that pitch would look really good if you're a home plate umpire.
You got to stay with it.
Yeah.
Starts as a ball, comes close to a strike.
2 2s in the dirt, 3-2.
I give them a lot of credit, too, because you're looking at different pitchers, different velocities. Every single time you see a pitcher out there, what's that pitch going to do? I've got to make that adjustment pretty quick.
Payoff pitch. That's high ball 4. Second time he's walked Isaac.
And I wonder, we talked about the data, midway through the season or whatever on ABS. I'm so curious to see how many overturned calls get turned into walks. And if those walks end up scoring, I'd love to see if somebody could track that data throughout the season.
There's going to be a ton of data on all this once we get through an entire season. There's a ball high and outside, and probably even things that maybe we haven't even considered yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a good one, where under previous rules, that have been strike three, games over.
Yep.
Or innings over, rather. Instead, the inning continues after a walk. Walls hits one high in the air to right. That's got some carry to it. Back of the wall, Gamble, just enough room, leaps into the air, and he's got it. Couldn't quite get enough on it to get it out of here. And a nice defensive play by Ben Gamble going into the right field wall and holding on. And that ends the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the fourth, 6-5 Rays.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Are you passionate about healthcare? South College offers a Bachelor of Science or an Associate of Science in Nursing program that could be your path to making a real difference. And after completing your program, you'll be eligible to take the NCLEX RN exam. South College offers modern nursing labs, simulation labs with viewing rooms, computer labs, student center study areas, and more. Visit south.edu today to learn more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus. South College, where dreams find direction.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to stay with it, Emory's got your back, or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. Our sports medicine specialists treat more world-class professional and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play. That's the Emory difference. Make an appointment at emoryhealthcare.org/sports.
With the Rays on top of the Braves 6-5, we go to the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Shunk, Azokar, and Williams for the Braves. That's 8, 9, and 1. And it's still Hunter Biggie on the mound for the Rays. Alongside Nick Green and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. First pitch to Shunk, and he'll foul one back. Shunk is spelled S-C-H-U-N-K. And that last name primarily of South German descent. Not thinking what on Aaron Shunk. I did some studying on his last name. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Shunk with a towering fly ball to left, up into the wind. Oliveras tracking, so is DeLuca. At the warning track, DeLuca's got it. And then gently into the left center field wall. And one down in the inning. Yeah, as far as that last name, Shunk, they say that it originated as a nickname for someone with long legs, derived from the Middle High German word of Schenke, meaning leg bone. So I guess you got to be tall to be named Shunk.
But we don't get our last name changed, do we, typically?
I mean, you could change it whatever you want to. Here's Jose Azokar. There's a called strike. I mean, it is kind of ironic that your last name is Green and you're never willing to spend anything.
It's just coincidence, right?
I mean, I think there's a little bit of irony in the fact that that is your last name, yet you don't spend any of the money. This will be challenged, and that'll be confirmed.
It was all in the strike zone, too.
So 0-2 on Jose Azokar. 0-2 pitch, and it'll swing and miss for strike 3. Or is that strike 2? That last, right before that last pitch, the scoreboard already read 0-2. All right, so 0-2 now. Here it is from Biggie. And a ground ball weakly to shortstop. Not a problem for Taylor Walls. They'll send it over to first base for the out. 2 down here in the inning.
You know, speaking of last names being changed, and only one I can think of is Ron Artest going to Meta World Peace.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Interesting move for him.
Do you want to change your last name?
No, I actually kind of like mine. I always say green like the color, so you don't put an E on the end.
Yeah.
Don't want to offend me with that one.
2 down for Luke Williams. 6-5 Rays. There's a ball inside. 1-0.
What was your first name again?
David.
David.
Yeah, David Benjamin.
I was trying to tell the kids last night that your name was not really Ben.
Yeah, not my first name. 1-0 pitch. Big chopper off the plate. Out there to Walls. Waits for the second hop. He's got it. Transfers and fires. And time for the out. That's a 1-2-3 inning. First of its kind that we've seen in this game. So nothing doing for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning in a 6-5 lead for Tampa Bay.
Oh. Forget something for your project? We've got you. At HomeDepot.com, get fast, free delivery on millions of items for whatever you're working on. Same day or next day. We bring what you need, and you bring it to life. Get fast, free delivery only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select in-stock items by 4 p.m., subject to availability.
Braves fans, when you listen to the game, you know there's more happening than what shows up in the box score. The same is true after a truck crash. These cases aren't like car accidents. Different rules, different playbook. I'm attorney John Foy, the strong arm. I know how trucking companies move fast to protect themselves and what they hope you never find out. If you've been hit by a big truck, you need someone who's ready to step up and swing for the fences. Make the right call. Attorney John Foy & Associates, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Hey, baseball fans, if you've ever dreamed of going on the ultimate road trip, this one's for you. Grand Slam Getaways offers bucket list bus trips designed for fans who love the game and want to travel in style to multiple major league ballparks. All trips depart from Atlanta and include great tickets, hotels, side trips, and even some player appearances. Tours include at least 2 Atlanta road games, so get ready to root for the road team. Check out this year's trips at grandslam-getaways.com. That's grandslam-getaways.com.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
Rolling into the bottom of the 4th inning, still a 6-5 lead for the Rays. Jake Fraley leads off for Tampa Bay. Left-handed hitter. He's had a good day today. He's put up a couple of base hits. Ball a little bit low. Take that back. Hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, then had the RBI single in the 2nd. Still Elder on the mound. There's the 1-0 pitch. Off the end of the bat, foul onto the berm down the left field line. Berm, a good place to be today. They got the berm that picks up right around the end of the tarp down the left field line and wraps around the left field foul pole. And then dead ends at the Braves bullpen. That's where that boardwalk starts. It goes from pole to pole. He flicks one in the air to shallow center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Sliding attempt by Jose Azocar, but he slides to it, plays it on the bounce. Fraley with his 2nd hit of the game and the 3rd time he's been on base. Fraley spent 9 games with the Braves last season. One of those guys that you look back on a season that a lot of us would like to forget, and you kind of forget about him being there. But, yeah, he was there for just a bit last season. Hit .304 as a Brave.
I always liked the way he played in Cincinnati, and I liked him when he came over to Atlanta. Plays hard, can play all the outfield spots. And
Ben Williamson with a high fly ball to right field. Gamble and Azocar making their way to it. This will be Gamble's ball, and the catch is made in right center.
I feel like as a utility-type piece or backup outfielder, Jake Fraley is a nice addition to this Rays club.
L.J. McDonough, right-hander, is tossing in the Rays bullpen. Or Braves bullpen, I should say. Hunter Fiducia up to the plate. He'll take a called strike. Oh, 0-1 on Fiducia. He doubled in the 2nd inning. Hit a fly ball to left field. Sprinting in Kiersey. Kiersey trying to get there. Dives, makes a basket catch. That is tough. That breeze right at his face, bright sunshine. He was playing deep with that wind blowing out to left field. So he had a long way to sprint just to get there. Able to dive to it for the out and 2 down. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning for Nick Fortes. Fortes hit into a double play in the 1st inning, also walked. Rays leading by a run. Fortes takes a strike. Elder right of the belt, kicks and brings it. Rip foul on the left field line. Into the screen. Sunday afternoon crowd here at Charlotte Sports Park. Lots of Braves fans down there. I mean, the Rays have their fair share of fans here, but I'm seeing lots of red and navy down there in the stands below us. All around that third base dugout that houses the Braves. Huge dugouts here at Charlotte Sports Park. 0-2 pitch. That's in front of the plate, knocked down by Leon.
Yeah, that's interesting, too. When you think about dugouts, you don't typically think about them being as deep as they are here. I mean, you have, 6-7 steps from the rail to the first set of benches.
Yeah, you could fit both teams in one dugout here if you want to do. 1-2, poke to the right side and a base hit in the right field. To second base, Fraley keeps the foot on the pedal. Now a big turn and hits the brakes coming around second base. Just about wiped out doing so and gets back to second base. Single by Fortes. And here comes Walt Weiss. And this will be L.J. McDonough coming along now for the Braves. Sure, Elder was hoping to get one more out, get through the 4th inning. But he will come out for the second time in the game.
Pretty good bounce back, though. You look at that second inning, and things got out of whack with 2 outs for him. Now, everything could have been changed on that Johnny DeLuca double down the left field line where it ate up Kyle Farmer at third base. If they get that out, then all of a sudden Bryce gets a 3 up, 3 down. It didn't happen. They could not hardly close that second inning out. Comes back out in the 3rd and 4th and looks like a completely different pitcher. So I think he has to feel pretty good about how this outing ended.
What do you think changed for him in between the two? Is it more location and better touch?
It felt like coming back out, he had a chance to take a deep breath and pull his mechanics back together. Remember at the end of that second inning, before he came out of the game, he was really struggling throwing strikes. It looked like he was falling off the mound. It just didn't look clean and fluid. And then when he comes back out for the 3rd, everything completely changed. The mechanics looked like they were tightened up a little bit. Wasn't worried about necessarily a velo. It was more about, let me hit my spots, let the ball move, and the results were a ton better.
Yeah, and look, at spring training, you have the ability to make those adjustments. You can take a little bit more time because somebody else is going to be pitching, and then you can go back out there. Really hard to do that in the regular season where you're having to make those adjustments on the fly.
Because you end up having to get pulled out of the game. Depending on situation, you might have a little bit more of a leash, but you got to figure that stuff out pretty quick, and especially with the pitch clock. And we've talked about that last year. You don't have time to breathe out there.
Well, L.J. McDonough takes over on the mound for the Braves. He's a 6'4", 200-pound right-hander. Played his college ball at Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers and also Wichita State. And this will be the 3rd time we've seen L.J. McDonough this spring. No record, no ERA for McDonough. 2/3 of an innings pitched. No hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And the Braves calling on him to get 1 out.
Yep, spent time between Rome and Columbus last year. Combined 4.6 ERA and 39 appearances.
First pitch to Johnny DeLuca. A little bit north of the zone. Chase Solsky had been tossing for the Rays in their bullpen. He's since sat down. There's the 1-0 pitch on the way to DeLuca. Up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Tampa Bay leading 6-5 We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Been a slow pace in this one with all the offense. 11 runs and 16 hits between these two teams. Right-hander McDonough spins around, looks back the runner at second base. That's Fraley. 2 hits in the inning for the Rays. Couple of singles, couple of flyouts. And the Braves in the top of the fifth will have 2, 3, 4 due up with Smith, Mateo, and Gamble. Hitters count for DeLuca. 2-0 to the plate. That's in for a high strike.
Tell you somebody I don't want challenging pitches. McDonough. It's all arms and legs, head straight to the ground as he releases the ball. Kind of funky delivery.
There's the 2-1 pitch. That'll be fouled off. So in other words, what takes place might not be what he sees.
I'm not sure he sees a whole lot.
Got a herky-jerky to the plate. Yeah, it's something you and I discussed the other day about how, there will be some pitchers who will be challenging themselves, but I think for the most part they'd rather leave that in the hands of the catchers. 2-2, looked like a good pitch. It's called a ball, and that'll be challenged by Leon. And Denver Dangerfield addresses the crowd here, and this is strike 3. That'll end the inning. So that's overturned. That ends the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Off to the fifth we go, 6-5 Rays.
Baseball fans know you win by having a strong lineup, and Jim Ellis Buick GMC has one of the strongest.
From powerful GMC trucks to refined Buick SUVs, you'll find a great selection, competitive pricing, and a buying experience that delivers every time.
Shop online at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee, just inside 285, or in Buford, near the Mall of Georgia. Jim Ellis Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, Braves fans, spring and warm weather are officially here, and you know what that means. Bugs, termites, mosquitoes, ants, and roaches will be out in full force. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow Exterminators protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park and the Atlanta Braves, so you know that you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. That's 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Into the top of the fifth, the Rays lead the Braves by a score of 6-5. The new pitcher for Tampa is 6'3" right-hander Chase Solsky. Spent time in the Nationals organization last year in AAA. Ended up with 25 games, 24 starts, a 5.03 ERA. And this will be the 4th time he's pitched this spring. 4 innings, 0 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts.
Rays have used Workman, Biggie, and now Solsky on the mound. They have a 6-5 leader in the top of the fifth. Dominic Smith leads off, sends one foul on the right field line, turning on that first pitch fastball, 0-1. Alongside Nick Green, Ben Ingram here with you. Glad we made it on time today with daylight savings time kicking in. I bet you felt that this morning, didn't you?
It didn't feel great. I did try to go to bed a little bit early.
That's responsible of you. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Smith takes the ball low and inside.
So I went to bed at 10:30, which would have been 11:30.
Right.
Got up at 8:20, so I feel pretty good about my sleep.
Did you watch some WBC last night?
I didn't, and I realized, I forgot to tell you yesterday.
1-1 to Smith, fouled off.
That my TV where we're staying only has streaming, Netflix, YouTube, that kind of thing. So I could not watch it.
Why didn't you come over?
Well,
we had the game on.
All right, maybe this week I'll come over. But I did follow a little bit USA and was pleased by the results.
There's the 1-2 pitch to Dominic Smith. There's a called third strike. Dropped in that slider over the inside corner. One down here in the 5th inning. How about the news today where Tarek Skubal said he might make another start for Team USA?
You know, I heard him talking about this after the game, and obviously he's in a contract year. His focus is on, you know, making sure he's healthy and performing for the Tigers, but the emotion he felt after that first start.
Mateo takes a called strike.
Completely changed his outlook on what he wants to do. Now, they all want to suit up for Team USA, and they all know it's a big deal for them to do that. But once you get on that field, it just feels different.
Yeah, how could it not? 0-1 pitch to Mateo. That'll be fouled back.
The question is, will Scott Boras allow him to go back out there? That's the big question for me.
You know whose decision it should be?
I know whose it should be.
Exactly. Should be Tarek Skubal's decision. Plain and simple. If he wants to go pitch another game, go pitch another game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to the left side, taking it on a couple of twin bounces, walls it short, fires over, and 2 down in the inning. It's his career.
Agreed.
Let him speak for his career and do what he wants to do and take command of his own career. 2 down here in the 5th inning.
You know, how about Nate Eaton? Homered the first pitch he saw of Skubal. That's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's the fun thing about the WBC. It's like you mentioned the electrician that plays for Team Australia.
Yep.
We see him every 3 years. The WBC, and he's back to rewiring buildings and such when he goes home. There's a ball high. 6-5 Rays, top of the 5th. Both teams came out swinging. All the runs in the first 2 innings of the game. 1-0, Gamble tried to check his swing. Could not hold back, 1-1. Gamble has homered in this game. Hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. Solsky fires. Gamble fouls one back.
You know, speaking of the WBC, I actually heard a Byron Buxton interview this morning on the way in, and they asked him who he would like to play for, who he was looking forward to playing with, I should say. He mentioned Roman Anthony.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Ben Gamble. Gamble fouls one back. So that's the one guy that he was excited about playing alongside of, huh? So what's next up for the USA team? Do you have that?
I can get it for you right here.
They played Brazil and Great Britain and won those first 2 games. Again, the 1-2 to Gamble. Gamble sends one foul, arching its way out of the ballpark to our left.
So they play tomorrow night against Team Mexico at 8 o'clock. Paul Skeen's scheduled to start that one.
All right. Speaking of Team Mexico, Nacho had a big home run the other day for Team Mexico.
That was pretty, too.
Nacho Alvarez. 1-2 to Gamble. Ground ball punched out to second. Ryan Valade wraps it in leather, throws over to first base, and a 1-2-3 top of the 5th inning composed by Solsky. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, still a 6-5 lead for Tampa Bay.
Are you tired of your food tasting tasty, but somehow not quite tasty enough? That's why the original Louisiana brand hot sauce invented the original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppery peppers, tarty vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans who cried because they didn't win. But everyone can win at eating something delicious with the original Louisiana brand hot sauce, the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
When life throws you a curveball, whether it's water, fire, or mold damage to your home or business, you need a winning team. You need ServPro. ServPro's licensed, certified, and highly trained team of experts are here to help, offering fast, reliable, professional restoration services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves and Braves Country, our teams are committed to performing at a championship level. When disaster strikes, call ServPro and make it like it never even happened.
When the game is on the line, you need a team you can depend on. The same is true when shopping for a luxury vehicle. That's why I depend on the winning team at Jim Ellis Cadillac.
Enjoy a quick, easy, and convenient shopping experience with a team of experts you can trust.
Find your new Cadillac at JimEllisCadillac.com or stop by for a VIP shopping experience just inside I-285 on Peachtree Boulevard.
Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at braves.com/BravesCountryFest.
Bottom five here in Port Charlotte, 6-5 Rays as we head into the bottom of the inning. The new pitcher for the Braves will be Joey Wentz. The lefty threw in 14 games last year, 13 starts, a 4.92 ERA with Atlanta after being claimed on waivers by Minnesota. This will be his third appearance of the spring, 5 innings, a hit, an earned run, and 6 strikeouts.
Left-hander ready to go to work versus the bottom of the order. 6-5 Rays in the bottom of the 5th. Edward Olivares takes the ball inside. Left-hander Joey Wentz from around the Kansas City area. Prairie Village, Kansas is where he went to high school. There's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Olivares. Yanked to the air to left field. To his left, Kiersey over his head and all the way to the wall. Coming around first base, Olivares into second base with a leadoff double. Really stung that one hard. And a leadoff double for Edward Olivares, and the hits keep coming for Tampa Bay.
Joey tried to get a changeup off the barrel of the bat, kept it too close to the middle of the plate, and was smashed to left field.
Fortunately, it wasn't elevated. That gets a little bit higher into the air. The wind probably would have pushed it out of here. So a leadoff double. Here's Ryan Vilade. Lefty Wentz set at the letters. Deals the first pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Talking about Wentz being from the Kansas City area, he grew up going to Royals games a lot. And when he made his Major League debut in 2022, his very first win of the big leagues came in a game against the Royals on the road. A 1 pitch. There's a called strike. He was pitching with Detroit. And his first big league win came in the ballpark that he went to so many times as a kid. He also had a start against the Royals there last year where he was outstanding. 6 2/3, no runs, 1 hit in a game the Braves lost 1-0 in extra innings. Just couldn't get him any run support that day. Here's the 0-2. Ball outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joey was also a really good high school basketball player. Could have played college ball. He had opportunities to do so, to play college basketball, but went the baseball route. 1-2 from Wentz in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You think he got kicked out of as many high school basketball games as you did? What do you say, a couple of them?
That was only one.
Just
I
one,
got
okay.
Plenty of technicals, but just one ejection, so maybe.
That was one of my favorite stories you've told. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Ryan Vilade. Fouled off.
I don't know if I made my parents proud or not.
I'm sure you did.
I had a technical one time for throwing the ball too hard at the ref.
This goes deeper. I had no idea. 2-2 to Vilade. Fly ball towards right, sprinting left, Gamble towards the foul line, has room, makes the catch right up against the railing. He'll throw a long throw from deep right that one-ops to third base, and Olivares is in there standing as he tags from second. So 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. You threw a basketball at a referee.
I mean, I was frustrated. Just threw it a little too hard.
This is the Nick Green that I've never met. Because you come across as so peaceful and so genuine and kind.
Sometimes we mature, right?
You've done that. A tip of my cap to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, if you'd have told me if you'd asked me who has the longest fuse of anybody that you work with, I'd probably say you. I know who the shortest fuse is. He's right over my right shoulder. Here's Xavier Isaac. Infield in. There's a ball low and inside. So that's a lot of maturing by you.
Yeah, there's plenty of things I wish I could take back. But we live and we learn.
That's right. 1 ball and no strikes on Xavier Isaac. Left-on-left matchup. Wentz deals. Called strike. Right at the knees. Xavier Isaac has walked twice in this game. He bats ninth in their order. Walked in the second and scored, walked in the third and was left stranded at first base. Wentz could use a strikeout here with a runner at third. 1-1 to the plate. Line drive caught out there by the first baseman, Dominic Smith. I mean, an ankle-high stab. Great catch by Dominic. Great reaction. That was on him quickly. And 2 down as Isaac pounded it, but directly to Dom.
Yeah, nice job on the top spinner going to Dom's left. Had to backhand it off that left foot. Good positioning. Good luck.
That's one you have to catch. If you don't get to that, that's off the ankle, and you're probably out of the game. So now 2 down for Taylor Walls. He's had a really good day. Takes the ball up and in. Rays have a 6-5 lead on the Braves from the bottom of the 5th inning. Walls singled in the first. He singled in the second. He scored 2 runs. One time the Braves got him was on a fly out to right field. 1-0 to Walls. He shows bunt, pushes one towards second base. Up with it now. Smith flips over to Wentz. Can't get his handle on it. And he is injured as he banged into the runner. The run scores, and Wentz is writhing in pain on the ground just back of first base. Dominic Smith tried to flip it to him, and it looked like Wentz tried to catch it barehanded, and he collided with Walls, and looks like he injured his arm as he collided with the runner. And we don't have a monitor to see a video replay, but they're checking on Wentz, and he is on his side. He's in a lot of pain. He is laying on his right side. It's a 7-5 game, but that's not important. Wentz was trying to cover the bag and win the race to the bag with Walls. And the throw from Brown, or rather from Smith, I should say, was a little bit high. So Wentz just put his hand up trying to bring it down barehanded. And when he did that, he hit the bag and ran into the runner. And I'm not sure if he stepped on the bag awkwardly or if the collision with the runner Walls is where the injury came. They're going to bring a cart out onto the field. So I'm guessing he hit the bag awkwardly. But both players just came together right at the bag. And there are 4 or 5 Braves representatives standing around Wentz. He's lying on his back on the infield dirt just back of first base. Now he's trying to extend the right leg. They bring the cart right up next to him. Now he's going to sit up, and he stands up. And he's stretching out both legs. So if the injury was leg-related, it's good to see him walking, but he's going to sit down in the cart. They hand him his glove, and they're going to drive him off the field. He has his hands on his head. Ryan Barrasso will be the new pitcher. All right, it's the right knee. From what I can tell, he's favoring the right knee.
Just doesn't look good. Clearly he knows something's not right.
And they drive him down the right field line and through a gate and out of sight. That is tough. It all happened so fast, and the way that he went down, there was just no way to know exactly where on his body he was feeling pain. Because the way that he collided with Taylor Walls, he went down and he was laying facing away from us up the right field line. But once he got into that cart, he put both hands on the right knee and was just feeling around that knee. So that's just terrible to see. So Wentz comes out of the game. Barrasso will take over on the mound. Also, there will be a pinch runner for the Rays, as Ricardo Gonzalez will now be running for Walls. It'll be a base hit for Walls. He drives in the run. So it's a bunt base hit with an RBI. And unfortunately, an injury to Wentz on the play. So now Ryan Barraza will take over on the mound for the Braves. Barraza, a right-hander. And he is on for the second time this spring. No record, no ERA. He's pitched 2/3 of an inning. That's just a sour note in this one to see that injury like that.
And you think about rotation depth and how important that is, and every team needs 6, 7, 8 starters, and Joey Wentz was right in that mix. Whether he was going to be a swing man in that rotation, we don't know. Hopefully he checks out better than we think, but if there's any bad news there, it's going to be pretty tough to handle for the Braves.
Yeah, depth is already an issue, and that would be a big loss. Anybody would be a big loss. Ryan Barraza takes over. It'll be a runner at first base, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, Ricardo Gonzalez is the pinch runner at first base. So Barraza gets as much time as he needs to warm up after the injury to Wentz. Up to the plate will be Angel Mateo. Mateo will be pinch hitting for Jake Fraley.
Barraza spent time in Rome and Columbus last year. 38 total appearances. A 2.52 ERA over 53 2/3 innings. Had 76 strikeouts and only allowed 23 hits over that span.
Just looking for 1 out. And you keep going back and replaying that play in your head. It was a perfect bunt by Taylor Walls. Look, that right side of the infield was wide open. Second baseman Luke Williams was over to his right. And Dominic Smith, I mean, he had to make the play pretty much by himself. And with a runner at third base, I'm sure Dom's thinking, man, if I could do it all over again, I'd just field it and not even do anything with it. Run scores, got first save. I don't even try to make a play. But he's trying to make it out, get his pitcher through the inning, get him off the field. Pitch on the way to Mateo. And there's a ball outside. Even with a perfect throw, I don't know that they're going to be able to get him.
It was a perfect bunt.
Mateo takes a ball low. 7-5 Rays as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0, swung on and missed by Mateo. They haven't updated the scoreboard yet, but that run scored as Oliveira scored on that bunt. Right on right matchup. Barraza misses low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. A leadoff double by Mateo. Fly out by Valade. Line out by Isaac. Walls with a bunt base hit to drive in the run. And the 3-1 flicked foul into the seats down the first baseline. So 3-2. As soon as we have any information on Joey Wentz, we'll pass it along. But again, trying to race to the bag for a play at first base. Looked like he injured his right knee on that play. There's ball 4 to Mateo. Gonzalez goes down to second. Mateo is at first base. And there's Ben Williamson. Williamson hit the 3-run homer in the second inning that gave the Rays this lead they currently have. His 3-run homer at that point made it 6-5 Rays. It's 7-5 now. Now time called by the catcher, Leon. Rays have had at least one base runner every single inning. First pitch on the way from Barraza. High ball one. A lot of traffic on the base paths today for the Rays. 1 in the first, 5 runs in the second, 1 here in the fifth. 1-0 to Williamson. Fouled back. Got a piece of a fastball, sent it back to the backstop. And a 1-1 count. Braves in the 6th inning. We'll have Farmer, Kiersey, and Leone coming up. Ball high and outside, 2-1.
Barras has had trouble getting the ball down so far in this inning. Fastball sitting 91, 92 to go along with a split.
2-1 and a ground ball to third. Diving stop by Farmer. Up on his feet. Long throw. It bounces to Smith. What a pick by Smith, but it's not in time. How in the world did he pick that over there at first base? That took a high hop, and by the time he picked it, Nick, it was up by his right ear.
Wow, impressive on both sides, too. Great job by Farmer. Had to go about 3 steps to his left. Full out dive. Up 1 hopper to Dom Smith. And like you said, that pick was something to watch and something to see on some highlights. Unfortunately, bang, bang, called safe.
Here's Hunter Fiducia, and he'll ground one out to first base. That's taken by Smith. Steps on the bag, and there's the third out. But a costly inning for the Braves, not simply just on the scoreboard to give up 1 run, but Joey Wentz comes out of the game with an injury. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left. We go to the top of the 6th inning, 7-5 Rays.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Okay, let's see. Spring brings...
flowers.
Nope. Oh, allergies. Nuh-uh.
Oh, deals on the entire Toyota lineup at the Ready, Set, Go event.
Bingo.
Lease a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $289 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through March 31st, 2026. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $42.88 due at signing. No security deposit. With select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most and keeps you gaming in the fast lane. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary.
Seven-5 Rays into the top of the 6th inning. Great to have you with us on a beautiful Sunday here in Port Charlotte, Florida. Alongside Nick Green, Ben Ingram here with you. Rays leading the Braves by 2 runs. Pitch on the way to Kyle Farmer in for a called strike. Lots of changes for the Rays. In fact, everything completely new outside of the pitcher. That's still the right-hander Solsky on the mound for the Rays. But the other 8 men around him, brand new. 0-1 to Farmer. Outside and low. His new catcher is Tatum Levens. So he takes over for Nick Fortes. Will Simpson is the new first baseman. Cooper Kinney, the new second baseman. Get to the rest of the changes after this 1-1 pitch to Kyle Farmer. Farmer clubs one directly to the third baseman, Braden Taylor. Catches the line drive, never even moved his feet. And one away here in the 6th inning. Braden Taylor, as I just mentioned, the new third baseman. Ricardo Gonzalez is the new shortstop. Brock Jones takes over in left field. Victor Mason in center field. And Angel Mateo in right field. So again, left to right in the outfield, Jones, Mason, Mateo. Pitch on the way to Kiersey. Misses high. Left to right on the infield, Taylor, Gonzalez, Kinney, Simpson, and Levens behind the plate. Kiersey with a hot shot down the right field line that just ticked off the glove of Will Simpson. But on down the line it goes. Kiersey to second base. And it's a 1-out double for the Braves left fielder. perfectly placed right off the edge of the leather of Will Simpson's glove.
Cutter down and in, not even a strike. Able to keep it down that right field line and fair. Nice job by Kiersey.
Runner at second, one down, tying run to the plate, and Sandy Leon. On the play where Wentz was injured, Edward Oliveira scored. And I guess whoever is running the scoreboard missed that run come across. The scoreboard says 6-5. There's a called strike. But they did pick up that one run there in the bottom of the fifth inning, the Rays did. So they lead by 2 runs. One to Leon. Sandy sends one foul into the seats along the left field line. 0-2 on him. For Leon, he's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Solsky glances to second. 0-2 on the way, and he locks up Leon. Just a fastball, perfectly placed at the bottom of the zone. 2 down in the 6th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Two down for Aaron Schunk with a runner at second base. Looking for a base hit to drive in the run. Bring the Braves within a run. Schunk with a check swing, fouls it back. Solsky, the third pitcher used by the Rays today. Glance to second. 0-1 pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have Joel Payamps throwing in the bullpen. Be great to see him. Yet to see him this spring. And maybe we see him in the bottom of the 6th inning. Solsky set right at the belly. 1-1 to Schunk. That'll be swung on and fouled off, rolling over by the Braves dugout. Again, the news of the day, simply bigger than the scoreboard right now. Joey Wentz there in the bottom of the 5th inning, covering the bag at first base, came across the bag awkwardly and collided with runner Taylor Walls and had to leave the game with what appeared to be an injured right knee. 1-2 pitch, ground ball to the right side, to his left, scooping now. Cooper Kenny throws over, that's in time for the out. And that's out number 3, and the Braves leave a runner stranded at second base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom of the 6th we go in Port Charlotte, 7-5 Rays.
Everyone has a horizon, the line you can't see past. Before it, the familiar. Beyond it, the unknown. Enter the Lexus GX. It's designed to be capable. It's designed to be luxurious. But most of all, it's designed to get you past your horizon. And the nice thing about horizons is that once they're crossed, there's always another, patiently waiting its turn. Live up to it. The Lexus GX. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Give me directions to Cool Today Park.
Getting directions. Would you like to add a racetrack freeze blast to your route?
Oh, yes, please.
Updating route. Now getting on Fast Track.
Amazing.
Don't let a pregame pit stop slow you down. Take the racetrack route and get on the Fast Track to game day with a cold, refreshing freeze blast. Racetrack, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves in spring training.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at braves.com/promos.
New pitcher for the Braves, Yoel Payamps, as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Rays up 7-5 over Atlanta. Last year, Payamps 30 games, a 6.84 ERA. He had 28 of those games in Milwaukee and 2 in Atlanta through 2 2/3. Allowed a run over that span.
First pitch to Levens in for a called strike. So the Braves have used Elder twice, Vines, McDonough, Wentz, Barraza, and Payamps. 7-5 Rays here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Tatum Levens is the batter. Took over behind the plate in the top of the inning. No swing and miss there. 96 on that fastball.
Kind of excited to see. This is his first appearance at the spring, and we've heard and seen big things out of him in the past. Last year was a tough year for him.
It'll be fouled back. Fastball 96.
Got a big-time arm. 4-pitch guy. Leads with the slider typically. The four-seamer, sinker, and an occasional changeup.
This right-hander facing 5, 6, and 7 in the Rays order. 0-2 to Levens. This low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Levens will be followed by Victor Mesa. Braves did make one defensive switch. John Hill has taken over at shortstop. So Mateo out of there and Hill in. 1-2 to Levens. Check swing. He did not go. I think Sandy was disappointed with that. I think he thought he had him. But a 2-2 count on Tatum Levens. Right-hander Payamps. Ball in a black glove in front of his belt buckle. Swivels and fires. 2-2. And got a piece of it. Fouling it off. Alongside Nick Green and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. J-Chad doing a wonderful job as always, giving us the changes in between innings, which is really challenging in this booth. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, didn't go. 3-2. I mean, there are some booths we go to where he can't see anything, but this one is another level.
Mm-hmm.
They got him positioned right behind a column. I mean, he can't see the field at all. There's the 3-2 pitch. High and outside, and he lost him. Leadoff walk in the sixth inning. Tight quarters here. We're just about sitting in each other's laps here in this booth.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Your window doesn't open.
Could be worse. Yeah, my window is shut with...
we tried to raise it. It came down like a guillotine.
Looks like some mold in there as well, but it's all good. We're calling it a big league game.
There's the pitch on the way to Victor Mesa. No swing and miss. Yeah, J-Chat in between innings. He's got the binocs out, seeing he can peer through these windows and see what's out there and watching the changes as best he can. We certainly appreciate him as he's the best at what he does in the big leagues, that's for sure. 0-1 on Victor Mesa. Runner at first, Levens, very small lead. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped up down the left field line, slicing towards the berm. Kiersey drifting, and that lands foul.
Just foul, too, and Kiersey couldn't see it. I feel like we got a little bit lucky.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room down that left field line between the foul line and the railing. And he eased up, lost it in the sun, and when it landed, it was right outside the chalk on that very small, narrow strip of land in between the railing and the line. 7-5 Rays, bottom of the sixth inning. Victor Mesa bats to the left side. He'll swing and foul one back. Brock Jones is on deck for the Rays. And all their changes took place at the top of the inning. So all these guys coming to the plate here in the sixth inning, coming to the plate for the first time. 0-2 to Mesa. Got a piece. Went after a slider down. Got a piece of it to foul it off. Payamps was ahead of Levens and then lost him. Levens drew the walk. Now the 0-2 pitch on the way to Victor Mesa. Payamps kicks and fires. Fouled back again.
Able to get the balls.
Yeah, got the 2 strikes, just can't put them away.
Yeah, a lot of foul balls, and you look at the strikeout numbers, and there have been strikeouts in the past for Payamps, but nothing more than really one per inning, and obviously the first outing of the spring, but having trouble getting it by guys.
0-2 again, fouled back again.
And that fastball velo has been great, sitting 96. The slider's been about 85.
Small hit at first by Givens. Grounded to first, gloved by Dom Smith. Steps on first, throws a second, tag down in time for the double play. That was so tricky and a wonderful job by Smith. That brought him right to the bag. So he was able to tap his toe on it, pivot and spin, deliver a good throw, threading the needle right over the runner Givens for the out.
About as smooth as you'll see, and moving to his left on the run. Backhands it, steps on the base, and throws over the top of the runner. We've seen that in the past with him, but showing off a good glove again.
Rather levens the runner, I should say. Couldn't even read my own handwriting. There's a called strike. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning. This is Brock Jones. Jones swings at a pitch down in the dirt. Cooper Kinney is on deck for the Rays. 7-5 Tampa Bay, bottom of the 6th inning. Payamps cuts it loose. There's a fly ball to center. Jose Azocar going to drift. Still drifting. Throws up the glove, and he's got it. That took him all the way to the edge of the warning track. But Payamps thinks that double play faces the minimum in the bottom of the 6th. We're off to the 7th. 7-5 Tampa Bay.
When your schedule sounds like this.
Are you kidding me?
An oil change is the last thing you have time for. So drive into Take 5 and let our techs change your oil, check your tires, top off your fluids, and have you back on the road pit stop fast. All while you stay in your car. No putting your entire schedule on hold, no upsells, no problem. So you can get back to your to-do list. Or not. Find your nearest shop at Take5.com. Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
It's rolling, rolling. That jackpot's rolling.
Got yourself a scratcher that didn't win? Well, my friend, it still could, because now all non-winning scratchers can be entered to win the Rollin' Jackpot, which grows and grows.
That jackpot's rolling, rolling.
The Rollin' Jackpot, another way to win from the Georgia Lottery. Learn more and enter at galottery.com. Play responsibly.
Attention, Braves country. Get ready for Braves Country Fest. Starring Cody Johnson. With special guests, Ella Langley. Come on, baby. Plus, Ernest and Mackenzie Carpenter. Saturday, June 13th, Truist Park. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com and Braves.com. Presented by Truist.
The new pitcher for the Rays is right-hander Kevin Kelly, 6'2", right-hander, 28 years old. Last year, ended up with 41 appearances, a 5.9 ERA out of the Rays pen. This will be his 3rd appearance of the spring, thrown 2 scoreless so far.
Braves haven't scored since the 2nd inning, trailing 7-5. Jose Azocar with a hot shot left side. That's got eyes. And a base hit through the left side in between Taylor and Gonzalez. So a leadoff single for the Braves. And this is the first time the Braves have had the leadoff man on since the 1st inning. So now the tying run coming to the plate. And the slugger, Luke Williams, coming up to the plate. Luke hit a home run back in the 2nd inning. He's gone 2 for 3 with a single on top of that home run. Ground ball to the right side. Diving stop by the second baseman, Kinney. Up on his feet, sends it to first. That's a nice play. He robs Luke Williams. Down to second for Azocar. Dazzling play by Cooper Kenny.
Second nice play we've seen from Kenny at second base. Came in last inning and gobbled one up from Aaron Schunk. Does it again here to Luke Williams.
Now one out for Dominic Smith. He, too, has made some nice defensive plays in this game, including that double play that he started in the bottom of last inning. Smith takes the ball outside. Dominic with a single, a double, and a run scored. Braves had an explosive first inning. 4-run first, scored again in the second. Now, they have been silent since then. Trailing 7-5 in the seventh. 1-0 low and inside. Rays scored once in the first, 5 times in the second, once in the fifth. Well, Zokar takes his lead over at second base. And the 2-0 on the way from Kelly. Smith will foul one off. That was tipped right into the mid of Tatum Levens. Left-handed hitter Dominic Smith twitching the fingers on the handle of the bat. And the 2-1 pitch. Top one foul bouncing over Antoine Richardson, Braves first base coach. You gotten to spend much time around Antoine Richardson or Tommy Watkins yet? New
Not
first
yet.
and third base coaches?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to them. We saw Mansolino yesterday. Great guy, great addition to the coaching staff. And these two guys on the bases are, according to all reports, tremendous guys. And obviously great coaches.
2-2 to Smith. He's going to shoot one to the right side. That's through for a base hit. Zokar hits the bag at third. He sprints to the plate. Throw goes to second. It's a one-run game. RBI single for Dominic Smith makes it 7-6 here in the seventh. Pass to diving Will Simpson. Perfectly placed.
Yeah, great game from Dom Smith so far. 3 hits on the day. Seen some good defense as well. Ends up catching a little sweeper out front. Lines it to right. Brings the Braves back to within 1.
You're just talking about Braves brand new base coaches and Tommy Watkins and Antoine Richardson. Here's John Hill to the plate. Hill takes the ball up and in. Earlier in the game, we were talking about getting into August, September, and looking back on the season and seeing the metrics for the ABS system league-wide. And another thing I look forward to the impact of is those new coaches for the Braves. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, in the stolen base department.
Yep.
And when we get to that same time of the year, August, September, looking back on what the Braves have done on the base paths, stealing bases, better base running, that kind of thing, and what kind of impact those two new coaches make for the Braves. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to John Hill. In for a strike, 1-2.
And anytime you think about coaches and how impactful they are, obviously you can look at some numbers and make your decision and justify some of the numbers based on the coaching, but something you can't see on the pages.
Pitch to Hill, that's outside.
In the notes is what kind of energy do they bring? What kind of confidence do they bring to these players? And I think obviously these two guys have had a lot of success just in numbers and how they've done things throughout their career, but bringing that energy and confidence to this club is going to be huge. We've seen it in the past too, and I think you can go back to Ron Washington, Eric Young Sr. Both those guys were so energetic every day and made the guys feel confident as well.
2-2 to Hill. He cuts it loose and missed for strike 3. Slider got him. 2 down in the 7th. That's an underestimated aspect of coaching that you have to have in baseball because you're doing this every single day. You need those guys who are sources of energy for the team. And that's a challenge for any coach or the coaching staff. That's part of their duty.
Baseball's hard. Going out every single day and bringing energy is hard.
2 down for Ben Gamble. Gamble in the air towards left center field. To his right, Mesa. He's in line with it. Gallops to his right and squeezes out number 3. And that'll wrap up the top of the 7th. But the Braves pick up another run. Their first since the 2nd inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors and a man left. We'll stretch them out here in Port Charlotte. Rays 7, Braves 6.
Strike 3.
Good calls. They're great in baseball games, and they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident and need legal representation, do yourself a favor and get the best call there is. I'm attorney Ken Nugent. My team will fight for you and stick with you from start to finish, working hard to get your money quick. Give our team a call. 404-CALL-KEN. One call, that's all. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law, 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309.
Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. If you're ready for a better checking account, my friends at Georgia's Own Credit Union can help. Open an all-access checking account from Georgia's Own, and you'll get access to more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide. And get paid up to 2 days early. Best of all, for a limited time, earn a welcome bonus when you open a new all-access checking account. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm proud to be one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA. Restrictions apply. Visit georgiasown.org for complete details.
Visit the spring home for your Atlanta Braves, not far from the #1 beach in the U.S. Take a road trip to Northport in Sarasota County, Florida for wide-open outdoor adventures and lots of family-friendly fun. You can even dine at the Tomahawk Tiki Bar at Cool Today Park and see the Braves spring training stadium. Check it all out at visitsarasota.com and start planning today. That's visitsarasota.com.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
RBI single by Dom Smith in the top of the 7th. Makes the score 7-6. Rays new pitcher for Atlanta, Tyler Laporte. Last year spent time between Columbus and Rome. 38 appearances, a 2.96 ERA.
First pitch is a bouncer off the bat of Kinney out to the new second baseman Williams. He'll throw up at first base for the out and a 4-3 put out. Here are the substitutions for the Braves. New first baseman is Drew Compton. The new second baseman is Dixon Williams. The new shortstop is John Hill. He took over last inning, so new as of last inning, John Hill. Colby Jones into the game at third base. Ethan Workinger is the new left fielder. There's a called strike there on Simpson. This is Will Simpson up to the plate. New left fielder, Ethan Workinger. New center fielder, Kevin Kilpatrick. New right fielder, Patrick Closey. 3/4 swing. He went 0-2 on Simpson. And Jair Camargo takes over behind the plate. So left to right in the outfield, Ethan Workinger, Kevin Kilpatrick, Patrick Closey. There's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Simpson. Take a hike. Swung on, missed. So 2 very quick outs here in the 7th inning. And then the infield left to right, Colby Jones, John Hill, Dixon Williams, Drew Compton, and Jair Camargo behind the plate. By the way, Mark Bowman, who covers the Braves for MLB.com, just dropped in to give us an update on Joey Wentz. Again, Wentz left the game after an awkward collision at first base. Line drive, looping into left field, and a base hit for Ricardo Gonzalez. 2-out single for him. And he said that Wentz is walking around out by the Braves clubhouse on his own, so that's good news, and they're very hopeful. And Bo even put out a tweet saying that he injured his right leg while covering first base. He was carted off the field, but he walked in the clubhouse under his own power. And the initial diagnosis is promising. So he's day-to-day for now. Braves will continue to examine his right leg, but the initial tests indicate he may have avoided a serious injury. So we appreciate the update from Mark Bowman. And hopefully as we continue throughout this day and into tomorrow, we find out better and better news for Joey Wentz. 2 down, pitch on the way to Angel Mateo. And he'll lift one in the air to center field, in line with the new center fielder, Kevin Kilpatrick. He's got it for the out. And that ends the bottom of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the top of the 8th, 7-6 Tampa Bay.
Hey Braves Country, it's Tom Glavine, and when my ride needs a wash, I trust the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves, Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With hundreds of convenient locations, all-star customer service, and cutting-edge equipment that gets my ride sparkling clean in just 3 minutes, Tidal Wave is a game changer. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location near you.
My car is happy, I am happy, Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Spring is in the air, Braves fans. As the Braves get Truist Park ready for opening day, it's time to get your lawn in shape too. As the official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew, Pennington knows what it takes to grow a lush, healthy lawn. With over 80 years of history rooted right here in Braves country, Pennington helps you grow a yard you can be proud of. Gear up for spring with Pennington Grass Seed. Available at the Home Depot.
Hear that? That's the sound of a car rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The sound of another savvy driver getting an oil change from trained pros. The sound of not having to leave your car while we quickly change your oil. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
So we head into the top of the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Rays is Luis Guerrero, right-hander, through 13 games in Boston. Last year had a 4.15 ERA, 17 in the third innings, only allowed 9 hits, and struck out 10.
You holding it together with your scorebook over there?
Barely. Yeah, barely. I'm just trying to make sure I have everybody plugged in, and I'm relying on you and J-Chad to tell me what's going on.
Yeah, J-Chad just locked in as a NASA engineer on launch day. Here's Colby Jones to lead it off. There's a called strike. By the way, I mentioned that Cloas, who was in right field for the Braves in the bottom of the 7th, he was actually in center. He caught that last out. Dallas Macias took over in right field for the Braves. We're in the top of the 8th. Bouncer over the mound. Out by second base. It'll be scooped by Kinney. Throws on the run in time to get Colby Jones. One out here in the 8th inning. Just a one-run game. Up to the plate now is Macias. Macias batting from the left side. He takes a called strike. 7-6 Rays. And most of the scoring took place in the first few innings of the game. 0-1 to Macias. Not his best swing. Got fooled there by that slider down. Macias, a 15th round choice of the Braves a year ago out of Oregon State. 22-year-old outfielder. Spent 11 games in Augusta last year after he was drafted. 0-2 pitch. That misses low. His final season at Oregon State, he batted .159, played in 41 games. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He'll pop one up, back our way and foul to our left. First time we've seen Macias this spring. Jair Camargo will be up next. He swings a weighted bat in the on-deck circle. 1-2 to Macias. Low and inside. Base is empty, one down. Right-hander Guerrero has a powder blue glove that matches his uniform top. 2-2 pitch. That'll miss low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. You love the powder blue, don't you?
I actually do. And you know what? I was actually going to bring this up as well. Is I love what the Rays do from a marketing standpoint and their Rays Up slogan, but the graphics to go along with it.
3-2, that's high and away for ball 4.
I really like what they've done, and it's just such a different look than when I play with the Devil Rays and obviously when they first started with the Rays, but they've done a great job of promoting the team as far as something that younger people tend to like. You can see the Rays Up logo down the right field line on the top of the clubhouse out there, and looks pretty cool.
There's a ball high. So when you were with the Devil Rays, it was like a dark green,
it was
purple, and black color
scheme.
scheme.
It was not attractive at all, and it didn't make people want to be part of this organization. I'll say that.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Front door slider in for a strike. Yeah, I think the color scheme's a lot better now. That powder blue is gaining lots of popularity around the league. You're seeing teams going back to it the way that they wore it in the 70s and 80s. 7-6 Rays, top of the 8th. Camargo with a high fly ball to deep center. Mesa going to go back. Mesa to the wall. That is out of here. It's a 2-run homer by Jair Camargo, and that gives the Braves the lead. Deep as part of the yard, just to the right of the batter's eye. It's 4-14 back there, and he's given the Braves their first lead in several innings. To go back to the second inning to find the last time the Braves had the lead in the game.
Nice looking swing, too. Staying the big part of the field, inside out a little bit. There's a fastball down in, just a hair, and just absolutely blasted to center field.
So a walk and a homer, and it's 8-7 Braves in the 8th. Aaron Schunk will send one foul over by the tarp. For the Braves, that is their 4th home run in this game. Homers from Camargo, Farmer, Gamble, and Luke Williams. 0-1 in for a called strike on Schunk. And the Braves have battled back. They had a big lead of 5-1 at one point, lost the lead, hung in there, climbed back to within a run, and now have taken the lead. Schunk with a fly ball towards deep left center field. Mesa gliding to his right. There for the out and 2 away. Two down, bases empty for Patrick Cloesy. You know what, though? Talking about the Rays uniforms, it might be the first time in a while we've agreed on uniforms that we both like.
I'm actually surprised you like them.
2 down for Cloesy. Why is that? That goes to the backstop.
Because you like plain. You don't like colorful. You're bland. I'm not.
You might have a point there. There's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Patrick Cloesy. Cloesy with a fly ball to deep center. Chasing Mesa. Looking up. Back of the wall. Throws up the glove. Makes the catch. And that'll end the top of the 8th inning with a 2-run homer by Jair Camargo. Yeah, Mr. Colorful, Nick Green over here to my right. Me, boring Ben Ingram. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's an 8-7 lead for the Braves.
When it comes to shipping, Saia Freight and Logistics delivers a grand slam. As the exclusive freight and logistics partner of the Atlanta Braves, Saia provides comprehensive nationwide service focused on customer satisfaction. For over a century, Saia has delivered the smart solutions and reliable shipping businesses both big and small depend on. When service is everything, it's a yes. Step up to the plate with Saia. Visit Saia.com. That's SAIA.com.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at braves.com/bravescountryfest.
Seven Braves into the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch from Laporte, a little bit low and outside to Ben Williamson. Williamson has been in there the entire day for the Rays. Actually, that is Braden Taylor. Beg your pardon. As he took over for Williamson. There's a ball a little bit low and outside. So they've got Taylor due up in the inning, followed by the man on deck. That is Donay. All these changes have taken place over the last few innings for the Rays. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Taylor. Strikes it well. Deep right center field. Back goes Clohessy to the wall. That is gone. And the game is tied. 8 apiece after the home run by Braden Taylor. Wind has been blowing out all day long. And most of the game has been blowing out to left. It is shifted and blowing out to right center. We got a wind tunnel in that direction. That's what Jair Camargo took advantage of in the top of the inning. And now Taylor does so here in the bottom of the inning.
That ball was touched to 107 at the bat, 414 on a line.
Brody Donay up to the plate. Donay sends one foul. Rays have gotten a lot of production from the 3-hole today between Ben Williamson and Braden Taylor. There's a ball a little bit low. Braden Taylor with the home run, and then Ben Williamson at a 3-run home run back in the second. And also a ground out drove in a run. So 5 of their RBIs have come from either Williamson or Taylor. 1-1 up and in.
Donay, 6'5", 235 pounds, big boy. 17th rounder out of University of Florida last year.
2-1 from Laporte. Ground ball out towards second to the shortstop side of the bag. It's bobbled by Dixon Williams. Even if he gloves it cleanly, I don't know that he makes much of a play at first base. Has had his momentum going away from his target. That should be an infield single by Donay. Now Tatum Levens up to the plate. Alongside Nick Green, Ben Ingram here with you. No one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ball low and outside. They're going to go E4 on that play. He was to the other side of the infield trying to get there, and they're going to say error. I don't even know that they would have had Donay if he gloves it cleanly. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Waving a miss by Levens. Levens, left-handed hitter, walked in the 6th inning. 1-1 fouled back. You've got the day off tomorrow, right?
I do. I'll be back on, what is today, Sunday? Tuesday.
Today's Sunday. You're back on Tuesday.
Yep.
Be joined by Jack Johnson tomorrow. He does a fine job broadcasting for our AA affiliate in Columbus. He'll be joining us for the next few days, and you and Jack will be working together Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 1-2 pitch. There's a ball high.
What are your plans with the days off?
Oh, man. Not have to think about substitutions. I think that's the first order of business. Might have a beach day in there. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Tatum Levens. There's a ball low and outside. And a 3-2 count. So I'll leave it with you guys for a few days, but I'll be joined by Jack tomorrow. Jack was telling me a funny story about Tyler Laporte, who's on the mound here for the Braves. Out of Lafayette, Louisiana. There's the 3-2 pitch, and it'll get him swinging. He's that breaking ball down and in. Good sweeper there, and one down here in the inning. And Jack was telling me as Laporte was on their team in Columbus last year that one of his off-season gigs for a while was the drive-through window at a crawfish hut in Louisiana. And I started to think, I wondered if Nick Green has ever had crawfish before.
I love crawfish.
Do you really? There's a ball low.
I love it. Crawfish étouffée, one of my favorites.
Crawfish étouffée. What about like just boiled crawfish, like a crawfish boil?
I can eat it. I just don't want to do the whole, you know.
You don't want to peel it apart?
Nah, and suck the head out and all that stuff. I don't like that.
There's 1-0 pitch. In the air down the left field line. That will slice towards the foul pole, and that is going to be caught. Or did that go out? That went out. That was down in the corner. I thought that Workinger had it. They're going to say ground rule double. He disappeared down in the corner, and I just saw the ball hit the glove of Workinger, and then it disappeared.
Wow.
And, of course, we have no video replay here. We have no monitors here in the booth to watch. And when Workinger disappeared into the corner, your guess is as good as mine. So apparently that's a ground rule double. I guess over his head and bounced out. I thought it ticked off the glove. So now it's a double. And here's Brock Jones. Infield is in. Pitch to Jones. That'll be fouled off the inside of the foot. So no crawfish bowls for you.
I played in New Orleans for a couple of years, and I did enjoy the food. I don't enjoy the work.
It is a lot of work, yeah.
To get some of it. But I actually really love crawfish. And
that's some good stuff, man.
If Jack brought me some, I wouldn't be mad.
Oh, one low and in? Well, we can hook you up with Tyler Laporte. He can guide you in the right direction. Get some great crawfish down there where he's from. 8-8 game, bottom of the eighth. Runners at second and third, one out. There's the 1-1 to Jones. Just missed the inside corner, 2-1. A home run here in the eighth inning tied it as Braden Taylor launched one out of here. Since then, a single, a strikeout, and a ground rule double. 2-1 pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 2-2.
Been impressed with the stuff from Laporte.
Got a good sweeper. Laporte's 2-2. And he gets him swinging. Went down and in with that pitch. Gets the strikeout there, so 2 down. Here comes Walt Weiss. And the Braves will make a call to the bullpen with 2 down here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Go ahead run at third base for the Rays. This will be Anderson Pilar into the game now for the Braves. He's the only pitcher the Braves have yet to use from their travel roster. They brought over Barraza, Elder, Laporte, McDonough, Pyops, Vines, Wentz, and Pilar. So they've used all their pitchers today.
You saw Pilar come into a similar situation on Thursday. Came in with the bases loaded with 2 outs. Ended up getting a ground out. Ended up pitching the eighth inning as well. Going back to Laporte, I look at his stuff and his arm angle, and obviously he still has some work to do, but that fastball, anywhere from 94 to 96, with a little bit of sink to it too, or a little lower 3/4 arm angle. The changeup, very solid. A lot of swing and miss with that and the slider. And
yeah,
there's a promising young arm there.
This situation for Pilar could mimic an in-season situation. You think about spring training more times than not. Maybe you're entering into clean innings. But here in the eighth inning, 2 down, he inherits runners at second and third. It's a tie game. This could easily mimic an in-season situation for him.
And like I said, the same thing happened on Thursday. He was able to get out of the jam with 1 pitch, and I do like that. I do like the idea of putting these guys in situations that might happen during the year, maybe uncomfortable situations, and see how they handle it. Now, spring training is different than the big leagues, obviously, but for a lot of these guys, there's still a lot of emotion and energy going into these games because they want to perform, because they're getting to do it in front of big league coaches and front office. So I'd like to see guys put in those situations.
Well, he's in the situation now. Mesa is the runner at second. Donay the runner at third. And the bat in the hands of Cooper Kenny. He grounded out to second base for the first out of the 7th inning. So Pilar ready to go to work. Brings his first pitch. It gets through Camargo. It goes to the backstop. And coming in to score now is Donay. So the Rays take the lead. Over to third base now for Mesa. So 1 pitch by Pilar, and Rays take the lead. Looked like it drifted in.
Overcooked the slider.
There's the pitch on the way to Kenny. That'll be fouled back into the screen. Now the Rays looking for insurance with a runner at third base and 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 1-1 count on Cooper Kinney. Right-hander Anderson on a pink glove. He fires to the plate, swung on, missed. 1-2 on Cooper Kinney, left-handed hitter. Braves in the 9th will have the top of the order due up. So it'll be Dixon Williams, followed by Drew Compton and John Hill. And they're trailing 9-8 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Both teams have scored 2 runs here in the 8th. Here's Pilar's 1-2. Fly ball, shallow center. Coming in, Victor Mesa. Under it, makes the catch. Or rather, Patrick Closey, I should say. He's got it for the out. So that's out number 3. 2 runs across for the Rays. They take a 9-8 lead into the 9th.
You know what Atlanta sports fans understand. Whether it's baseball or buying a vehicle, teams matter. And when it's time to buy, the team you want is Jim Ellis Chevrolet. They've got a full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, and an all-star crew that makes the whole process easy.
Step up to the plate at JimEllisChevrolet.com or stop by Jim Ellis Chevrolet, located just inside 285 on Peachtree Boulevard. Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at XfinityMobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026.
As we head to the top of the 9th, the Rays lead 9-8 over Atlanta. The new pitcher for the Rays is right-hander Trevor Martin. Spent last year between Durham and Montgomery. Ended up with 38 appearances, a 3.21 ERA.
Base on the top of the Braves order. And climbing in now with the Braves, Dixon Williams. Took over at second base for Luke Williams. It was a good day at the plate for Luke. Went 2 for 3 with a homer. And now Dixon Williams. Left-handed batter climbs in. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike from the right-hander Martin. Rays have used Workman, Biggie, Solsky, Kelly, Guerrero, and Martin on the mound. It has been a rough day on the pitchers, that's for sure. 2 teams have combined for 26 hits. 0-1 pitch, check swing. They appeal. He did go 0-2. Braves have used Elder, Vines, Elder again. McDonough, Wentz, Barraza, Payamps, Laporte, and Pilar. Right-hander Martin working on the first base side of the rubber. Delivers the 0-2 pitch and gets a swing and miss from Williams. 1 out here in the 9th inning after the strikeout. Drew Compton has the bat in his hands now. Left-handed hitter. Just trying to get on base, see what the middle of the order can do. John Hill on deck. Remember, he had a home run against the Twins earlier this week to tie game in the 9th inning. There's a ball high to Compton. If the Braves lose this game, it'd be their first loss this month. They haven't lost since February. There's the 1-0 pitch. Compton takes a called strike. These last 8 games for the Braves, they've gone 7-0 with a tie. So it's been a pretty good week for the Braves. But trailing 9-8 in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Compton. Low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Four runs in the first for the Braves, 1 in the second, 1 in the 7th, and 2 in the 8th. Martin over the top, and the 2-1 foul off to our left. Meanwhile, the Rays, 1 run in the first inning, 5 in the second, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 8th. So 9 runs on 14 hits and no errors for the Rays. 8 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Braves. 2-2. Compton strikes out. Got him with a fastball as he swings and misses at the 95-mile-an-hour heater, and the Braves down to their final out. So here's John Hill. Hill is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. They got him swinging at a slider back in the 7th inning. That's been his only trip to the plate. Hill staring down the right-hander Martin. First pitch of the sequence. He swings wildly and misses a fastball. Ethan Workinger is on deck for the Braves, should Hill reach. Martin sends it up there. A ground ball out to third and foul. The Braves down to their final strike. If Hill can't come through, the Braves would fall to 10-3-2 this spring. And the Rays would improve to 6-10. It would also be the first time the Rays have beaten the Braves this spring. Martin ready to deal. Set right at the belly. Kicks and brings it 0-2. Hill takes a ball low and outside. So he lays off the slider, hangs alive. 1-2 count on the Braves shortstop. Rays leading 9-8 in the top of the 9th. Bases empty and 2 down. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. He went for strike 3, and that's the game. So the Braves go down in order in the 9th as Martin strikes out the side, and the Rays win it 9-8 over the Braves. Back with the totals after this.
Hey guys, it's Chris Domino. Have you noticed cracks in your walls or around doors or windows? Or how about cracks in your bricks outside? That means it's time to pick up the phone and call the only foundation repair company in Atlanta with professional engineers on staff. Engineered Solutions of Georgia, they offer lifetime warranties from trusted professionals who will fix it right the first time. And they're a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Do not wait until it's too late. Call 678-ESOG now.
678-ESOG now.
Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. If you're ready for a better checking account, my friends at Georgia's Own Credit Union can help. Open an all-access checking account from Georgia's Own, and you'll get access to more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide. And get paid up to 2 days early. Best of all, for a limited time, earn a welcome bonus when you open a new all-access checking account. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm proud to be one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA. Restrictions apply. Visit georgiasown.org for complete details.
I remember the hard road that led to this moment.
And the MLB Comeback Player of the Year is Atlanta Braves pitcher Johnny Venters.
Every day I work towards a better future for my family, my teammates, and my community. Having a setback in life can be devastating, but each challenge is a setup for your strongest comeback.
Braves win.
That's why I trust Globe Life. For over 125 years, they have been helping families protect their financial future. Globe Life. Make tomorrow better.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables.